Hello students. So in the previous class we were talking about that of the compost and vermicomposting. So we discussed that what is the vermicomposting and how this vermicomposting is a high quality manure or how it is different from that of the compost. We discussed that what are the different steps for making that of the vermicompost and what are the precautions that we should take while making that of the vermicompost, as well as that how this vermicompost is a better thing or a better manure which we should use in the soil rather than or in place of that of fertilizers. So you know that student, fertilizers are what? These are basically made up of chemicals, and you know that the chemicals will going to hamper the quality of the soil. Okay, so it will be better that we should use the that of the vermicompost, which increases the quality of the soil rather than that of the fertilizers. Not only this, we know that the vermicompost, the compost is made and it is a very cheap. Okay, it is not very high cost method and all. It's a very cheap as compared to that of the fertilizers. Okay, fertilizer include chemicals, so it is little bit costly as compared to that of the vermicompost. Not only this, student, we discussed that how the vermicompost it help not only disposing that of the garbage, but it also help in giving a very useful component, that is the high quality manure which we can use to increase the fertility of the soil, to increase the growth of the crop. So up to here we discussed about that of the compost and that of the vermicompost. It means that we were discussing about the garbage, the kitchen garbage, which is basically the plant waste or the animal waste. Here when we talk about the animal waste, student, we are simply talking about the cow dung. Okay, so we can say that till now we were talking about the waste which we can decompose, which can be decomposed with the help of the microorganisms, or which can be converted into compost easily. Now, today we will discuss with that of another thing, and that is recycling. Recycling, students. Recycling. What is the meaning of the recycling? It means we can use it again, or we can again convert it into its fresh form. That is the recycling. Now you see here, students, till now we discussed about the garbage which we can decompose it with the help of the microorganisms. There are some garbage which is present in our houses which cannot be decomposed by that of the microorganisms. So what we can do, such kind of a material, such kind of a garbage can be recycled again and again. So you see here, students, there are a lot of old and the discarded, that is the paper, including the newspapers, plastics are there, metals are there, and the glass object are there which is present in our house. Okay, so what we can do, instead of decomposing, because the decomposition is not possible, so we can recycle it by sending it to their respective industries. And when we send it to their respective industries, there it will convert it into its fresh form. Okay, fresh form, it means paper into fresh paper, plastic into fresh plastic, metal into that of the fresh metals. Okay, so recycling is what? The conversion of that of the old and discarded object into their fresh form, that is into the new form, that is known as recycling. So we will understand that where and which object we can recycle in the kitchen garbage. So we can define recycling is that that we should collect. First of all, we will collect the garbage, then separate the garbage. Separate, how we will separate, students? We will separate it that which one is the biodegradable and non-biodegradable, or which can be decomposed, which cannot be decomposed. Okay, or which can be recycled. So first of all, we should collect it, we should separate it and send the old and discarded objects of what? Of paper, of plastics, of metal, of glass in their respective industries, in their respective industries, where they get converted into fresh paper, metal, glass and plastics. So you see here, student, basically what is recycling? We used to collect it. We used to, first of all, we will collect all the garbage which we have to recycle. Then we will separate it. Separate the object which cannot be recycled and the object which can be recycled, and send it to there. Send all these the old and the discarded object of the paper, of the plastics, metal, glass in their respective industries, and from there it will get converted into the new form, that is into the new paper, into the fresh paper, into the fresh metal, into the new metal, new glass, or that of the fresh plastic. That is what? That is the recycling. Okay. Now we will see that which all in these four, which one will be sent to which factory where it will get converted into the new form. So we will understand it. The first of all, we will start with that of the paper. So you see here, students, paper. So the first one is the paper. So you see, a lot of old newspapers are there, lot of old magazines are there, old notebooks are there, or books are there which can be sent to that of the paper processing factory, and there are paper factories where they will get recycled into the new paper or into that of the fresh paper. So we can write old newspaper, magazines are there, students. Then notebooks are there, books are there. Okay, so old newspaper, magazine, books, notebooks are sent to the paper factories where they get recycled into the fresh form. Fresh paper. So for the paper, student, what we will do? We will use all the newspaper, the magazines, the notebooks. That is old one. We will take it and we will send it to that of the paper factory where it can be recycled again. If we see that of the plastics, so these plastics object, you see lot of plastic bags are there, plastic cans are there, plastic toys are there, cups are there, plates are there. All these things which is made up of plastics, we will collect it, this old and the discarded plastic, we will collect it and we will send it to that of a plastic processing factory where this plastic is melted first and remolded into a different shape. Okay, so again we will converting and giving it to a new form by melting and remolding it. So we can write it, plastic bags are there, plastic toys, cups, plates, okay, etc. Lot of things are there which is made up of plastics are sent to the plastic processing factories where it gets melted, and remolded into different shapes. Okay, so these plastic bags, student, plastic toys, they are sent to the plastic processing factories. Same thing we will do with that of the glass also. So you see here for the glass, students. In case of a glass, we will do the same thing. Third one is that of the glass object. So lot of old glass objects are there. Again, these glass objects are sent to that of the factories, the glass making factories. Sent to the glass making objects where it will get converted into fresh form, okay, and converted to fresh form. And finally, that of the metal object, students. In case of a metal object also we do the same thing. We used to take all the different kind of metals which is present at our home, which is old, which is not in use. Such kind of a metal we will take it and send it to that of the metal processing factory where these metals, they are melted and again they are used for making the different objects. Okay, so for metal object also are melted and used for melted and used again in a new form. Used again in a new form. Okay, so it is used again in a new form and such kind of a thing that we call it comes in a recycle. So you have seen whether it is the paper, it is the glass, is a metal object or that of the plastic object, they are sent to their respective industries and from there again they are converted into the fresh form. Now before sending into their respective industries, what we will do the first thing, student? At first we will separate it. We will segregate the garbage which we have to recycle and which we have to dump outside. Okay, so if the garbage consisting of a plastic, is consisting of that of the metal object, is consisting of the glass object, or that of the metal object or the paper. So what we will do, we will segregate it. We will separate all these things. Okay, at first when we separate it and then the rest of the garbage which we have to compost, we will throw it or we will separate that for the compost. Other garbage, what we will do, we can throw, we can dump it outside, okay, or in that of the dustbin, okay, which we have to throw, okay, which cannot be recycled, okay. So we have to first of all separate, we have to first of all segregate the object which we are going to, which we can recycle it. Now, we ourselves cannot recycle. Okay, you are having plastic at your home, you are having glass objects at your home, you are having the paper also. Is it possible for you to recycle it? No. What you used to do? You used to send it to the factories? No. You directly never go to the factories and send it and give it to that of the people in the factories. No. What we used to do? We used to give to the junk dealers. Okay. So in our colony, a lot of junk dealers, they used to come periodically. Okay. And these junk dealers, we used to give all these things, including the metal and the plastic and the paper. All this thing we will give to them. They used to carry all these the material for recycling, and they keep all the material in the truck, and from there it will goes to the respective factories. Okay, students. So first of all, before it send it for the factories, what we will do? We will separate it. We will segregate the object that we have to recycle, and according to that, students, which we will have to recycle, we will give that to the junk dealer who used to come to our colony, and these junk dealers, they used to send it to their respective industry by the truck, and from there it will recycle, and again it will come in market and we will buy it. Okay, so these things, it can be recycled. That is the third form, that is the third method by which we can dispose that of the garbage. So this recycling also comes in the disposal of the garbage. Okay, we will also consider them as a disposal of garbage. Garbage. Okay, students. So this glass object or that of the metal object or that of the plastic object, when it goes to that of the factory, at first it is melted, and finally they give the different shape to it, and with the different shape it will comes to the market again. Okay. What about the paper? Paper also, it undergoes that of the recycling process, and by which we get the new paper. Now there is an activity which is given in your book in which we can recycle that of the paper also at home. How? We will discuss this. So we will understand the activity for recycling of the paper. Recycling of that of the paper, students. So you see, recycling of the paper. So how can you do the recycling at home, student? Recycling of the paper. What are the things that you have to do? At first, you have to take the old newspaper or old magazine or that of an envelope or any of the waste paper. Okay, you will take it all and you will tear it into small pieces. Okay, when you tear it into small pieces, it converted into small pieces. You take that small piece of the paper and keep it in a tub. Then, after keeping it on a tub, you will pour water in the tub. Okay, when you pour water in it, the paper which is present in it will submerged in the water or will make the paper wet. Now keep it left undisturbed for 1 day so that the paper will finally submerge the paper will get finally submerged in that of the water. Then we have to make the paper paste. So we will make the paste of the paper by pounding it. This is the first step. After that, what you will do, after 1 day, you will take a thin wire mesh and fix it in a frame. Then you will take out that paste of the paper and keep it gently over that of the wire mesh. Now, after keeping it on that of the wire mesh, you will pat it gently over that of the paste of the paper so that a thick layer of the paper is formed. Okay, when a thick layer of a paper is formed, students, then you will lift it undisturbed again so that the excess amount of water or the water which is present in that paste of paper will drain off. If you want, you can use the old newspaper and or old clothes so that you can remove the excess amount of water which is present in it. Now, you will take, when the paste or the layer is formed and all the water is drained off, then you will take a newspaper and you will take that thick paste of the paper, thick layer of that of the paper, and keep it on that of the newspaper. Okay, and the corner of the newspaper should be kept, you should keep a heavy object so that it will not go to curl. Okay, and keep it exposed to that of the sunlight. So the thick layer of the paste, the layer of the paste of the paper which we have made it, which we had kept it on that of the wireness, now we will keep it on a sheet of newspaper and finally we will expose it, we will left it exposed to that of the sunlight so that it will get dry off. Now when it completely dry off, it will make a thin layer of a paper. Now this layer of a paper is what, student? It is a recycled paper. And since we are making this recycled paper at home, it will be a rough sheet. Okay? If you are using with the help of a machine, then you will get a good quality of a paper. Since we are making at home, so we will get a rough paper. Okay? And the paper which is not having a good quality. So we can understand again with the help of a step. So the first step is we should take old newspaper, magazines, envelope, waste paper. Okay, so we have taken the old newspaper, we have taken the magazine and that of the waste paper. Now what we will do? We will tear the paper into small pieces. Okay, so we will tear the paper into that of the small pieces. Okay, and keep it in the tub. Okay, after tearing it, we will keep it in the tub. Then pour some water and keep it for 1 day so that paper can be submerged easily. Okay, so you see here, student, at first what we will do, we will take a old newspaper, we will take a magazine, or we will take an envelope, waste paper. First of all, we will tear this paper into small pieces, and finally, after making the small pieces, we will keep it in the tub. Okay, now we will pour water in the tub and keep it left undisturbed for 1 day so that all the water will submerge into all the paper will submerge in the water easily. Okay, so this is the first step for making the recycling of that of the paper. Okay. Now, what you can do, students, in the second step, in the second step, students, we will make a paste of the paper by pounding it. Okay, so make a paste of paper pounding it. Mixing it, pounding it. Okay, so this one also comes in the first step. So what was there in the first step? Again I am telling you, at first we will take a papers, we will tear it and keep it in the tub. Then we will pour a water in it. After that, when it gets submerged, we will make a paste of a paper by pounding it. In the second step, students, we will take a thin wire mesh. So we will say, take a thin wire mesh and put the paste of paper on the wire mesh. Okay, so we will keep the paste of paper on that of the wire mesh and pat it gently to make a layer of paste of paper. Okay, so at first we will take a thin wire mesh and we will put the paste of the paper on the wire mesh so that the excess amount of water drains off, and we will pat it gently to make a layer of the paste of paper. Now we will keep it undisturbed so that water can drain off from the paste of paper. Okay, so we will keep it, and if possible, students, so we can write it. We can also use newspaper to remove excess water. So you see here, students, at first what we will do, we will take a thin wire mesh, and in that thin wire mesh we will take out that paste of a paper which we already had made in the first step by pounding it. That paste of the paper we will keep it on the wire mesh. Then we will pat it gently so that we can give a shape to it. We can make the layer of the paste of the paper, and then we will keep it left undisturbed for some time. What you will observe, students, you will see that the water will start draining off, it will comes out of it, and the layer of the paste of the paper will be there and the water will comes out. If possible, then we can use the newspaper, or we can use an old cloth to remove the excess amount of water which is present on the layer of the paste of paper. Okay, so this is the second step. Then what we will do, students, after making this, the third step, students. In the third step, now what we will do, we will take this thick layer of paste of paper and spread it on a sheet of a newspaper. Now take this layer of paste of paper. Okay, so I will take a paste of paper and spread it on a newspaper. Okay, so we will take this layer of a paste of paper and spread it on a newspaper and keep it outside, exposed to the sunlight. Okay, then what we will do, students, we will take this Okay, so outside we will take this thick layer of a paste of paper and spread it on the newspaper. Keep it outside so that it will get a sufficient amount of sunlight. If it is exposed to the sunlight, student, what will happen? It will get dries off. So it will dry off, and the paper, the thin layer of a paper which is formed, is what? It is the rough recycled paper. Is formed is the rough recycled paper. Now, why we are using this term, student, rough recycled paper? It means that this paper is a recycled one. But since we did not take the help of that of the machine, it is not recycled with the help of the machine. We recycle it with our hand only. So the quality of the page is not good. So we can say it is a rough paper. Okay. So this is the method by which we can recycle the paper.